Okay, now we'll start our new topics. Today we'll discuss first VLAN, then we'll move to configuration of VLAN, then we'll move to access port. We'll discuss today, and then we'll move to trunk. These are the topics of today's trunk port. First, we'll discuss what is a VLAN and a requirement of VLAN. As we discussed yesterday about switch, basically, can anyone overview of the switch? Can anyone explain about the switch? What is a switch and the requirement of switch and
A
switch
switch
behavior?
which has a unique MAC address, and PCs are connected to switch, that is layer 3, layer 2. It is at layer 2. So you exchange a IP address, but it takes, once connection is established, it will dynamically generate a MAC address, sender and receiver. So it's a UDI, one-to-one communication, one sender, one receiver.
Okay. Apart from that, anyone have any other answer about switch? Is F0 by 0 and this one is F0 by 1 port number and F0 by 2 and this one is F0 by 3. And here I'll take IP address is for this PC1, it's a PC1 and PC2 and PC3 and PC4. So switch behavior, how it will be behave, like one, it will be get some packets or some traffic, some frames. So what it will be do? It will be flood to every PC or it will be only unicast, like it will flood is like unicast flooding or multicast flooding. This PC having this is a number, IP address, and here so these are the PCs having different like I'll write here the IP address. So IP address is here 172.16.10 dot, I'll take 10. So the PC of 4 IP address is here 172.16.10.20/24. And apart from that, we have it connected to one more PC here. We have a one more, sorry, not PC, it's connected to one more switch and connected to one more switch. After then, it's connected to one of router here. This is our router. So what switch will do? Broadcast or unicast? Switch flood the frames, broadcast or unicast or multicast. It's F0 by 4. And this is F0 by something 4 I'll take here. And here F0 by 5 and same F 0 by 5 I'll take, and here F 0 by 6, and this is a fast Ethernet F 0 by 7 or 6. Port number is same, and these all are the switches. This one also switch, and this one is so switch, and it's a router. Router is a which layer device, and switch is in which layer device?
Second layer.
Router or switch, second layer, layer 2.
Router is third
Router
layer.
is in third layer. Switch is in the second layer.
Okay, it's a L2, layer 2 devices. This one
Yeah.
are the data link layer devices, data link layer. Okay, good. It means it's a layer 2. It's a layer 2. Fine. And it's a layer 3. It means which layer? Network layer. It's a layer 4. Right? Layer 4 or layer 3? L3. Fine. Everything is fine. We know. So now tell me, in layer 2 devices, and what is the difference or in between layer 2 and layer 3 devices? What are the differences? What are the differences in between layer 2 device and layer 3 device?
There are no routers in layer 3. There are no routers in layer 2.
Apart from that,
Layer 2
how
does
it will?
unicast.
Layer 2, it will be unicast, you mean to say. It's one is unicast. It is unicast, right? This one is unicast.
Yes.
And
Yes. Multicast.
what about the, this is a multicast. Okay. It's multicast. Tell me, what is multicast? What is unicast?
1-to-1. Unicast is one. There is one sender and one receiver. In multicast, there is one sender and multiple receivers.
It's one to
Many.
many or all. Okay. It's not one to many, one to group. It's one to group of sorry.
One device will act as a sender and some selected one will act as a receiver in multicast.
Selected one is
It's a
act as like
sum. Selected sum.
so we have a class D. In that we have a range of IP addresses in this class D ranges. So you here we have a range 224.0.0. You can take here the IP address 02. It will be range 239 to 255.255.255. Up to this much range is for multicast they assigned. In this we have a OSPF, EAGRP. When we'll discuss for that, OSPF uses the multicast IP address for group of sending. So here router will do sometimes multicast when we are using the particular protocols. So the concept is different. So I'm not using now one multicast. So when we discuss routing protocol, that time we'll discuss what is multicast under. So a router basically it will be unicast, not a multicast. It is not a multicast. This is wrong. Right also, but when we are using OSPF protocols, that time group of group of routers we have, that time they will do the multicast. But by default, it will be unicast only. Router behavior like unicast only. So that time we'll discuss. Now not required for this. So it's unicast, not a switches do the unicast. Guys, remember it. It's a broadcast always. It's broadcast only. It's always broadcast only, not unicast. Broadcast means one to all. One to all, not a group here. One to all. How many connected ports? It's a flooding is broadcast flooding. So how it will be happen? I'll step by step will discuss. Oh, here. Yes, unicast also. When unicast, that time, so it will be unicast also. When once it will be learning MAC address, that time it will be do the unicast. Now it's a broadcast only. One to all. So this one is 1 to 1. Unicast is 1 to 1. So process we'll discuss now. So this PC originated the some frame. Some frame originated. Frames are in data link layer. So some frames are originated this PC for whom the PC4. He wants to communicate, PC1 wants to communicate to PC4. That time he initiated some traffic to PC4, but it is doing the broadcast. So for everyone, it is doing the broadcast. So here if we have multiple ports, then also broadcast will be happen. For this port also broadcast will be happen. For once it will be received, this switch, this is a switch 2, switch 1 and switch 3. This switch receive that broadcast storm, then it will be also how many ports are connected, that many ports it will be flooded. So here also it will be flood. So but once it will be here also it will be flood if how many ports are connected. This is all about LAN. Once it will be reached to router, router will not accept that broadcast from that broadcast from router will not accept. Simply he will deny. He will accept only unicast flooding. So up to here, every switches will do the broadcast flooding. So here we have a 3 types of flooding, mostly broadcast flooding, unicast flooding, and multicast flooding. So unknown flooding also we have when, so that is we'll discuss later on, but whichever the port initiated the traffic, remaining this port, apart from that, how many ports are connected this switch, that many ports it will be flooded. So if this is like our sales department, this is our sales department, and this one is our management department, MGT, management department. So this sales department traffic is different for user they initiated, but even though switch what it is doing to it will be sending to management department also. Here what is the happening here? The problem is our bandwidth is utilizing more strong, the more CPU utilization also happen. So unnecessary bandwidth is initiated here. So we'll discuss something theoretically also, then you will understand very well. My screen is visible. So VLAN stands for virtual local area network. So by default, switches having single broadcast domain, by default they have switches have the single broadcast domain. That single broadcast domain, what we are doing, we are creating like multiple broadcast domains. Means when we created some VLAN 10, it's one kind of broadcast, and VLAN 20, this is a separate broadcast. It's a single broadcast, and this one is a single broadcast. VLAN 10 is single, and VLAN 20 is different. VLAN, if we create VLAN 30, that is different broadcast. If we create VLAN 40, that is different. So likewise, we can create how many VLANs are available in our LAN, virtual LAN, that many broadcast we have. That is the reason it is multicast, multiple broadcast domains we create, and it is a layer 2 security. That is the reason. So here what we discuss, so management department is different and sales department is different. If we have another department also, here we have a HR department, here we have a some other department. So here HR department, and this one is account department, some account department we have. So for each department will create one different VLAN. So that time they are isolated the traffic. Isolated means they cannot communicate to each other. That time switch also, whichever the VLAN, that switch, if it is VLAN 10, so the switch, what it will be do, broadcast the information to this only. If we created VLAN 20, that in that only it will be broadcast. So how many VLANs you created, that many broadcast domains we have. So here it's by, that is the reason it is a by default layer 2 security, and by default all ports of the switch are VLAN 1. Yesterday we configured some telnet. So that time I have taken management through configured. I have taken remotely access. Yesterday what we did in this lab, I have taken one switch, and on that switch I have configured some telnet configuration, and in this switch by default VLAN 1 is available. Yesterday we saw. So this is fast Ethernet 0, fast Ethernet 0 by 1. So here you can check every switch having by default VLAN. So for that we can check show VLAN brief. So with this command, we can check it, and all the ports, how many ports are available in that switch. So we have a 24 port for this. These are the two uplink ports. For internet access, we'll use some high-end ports. That is the reason these are the gigabit ports, and we have the fast Ethernet ports. So speed is vary. For giga means 100 Mbps, and these are the fast Ethernet means 100. Giga means 1000 Mbps, and fast Ethernet means 100 Mbps. So later on we'll discuss everything. But see, all the ports are available in VLAN 1. You can check here. And by default, VLANs are, these all are the reserved VLAN. These all are the standard VLANs. Here you can check. By default, VLANs are available. So show IP interface brief. We can check these many ports. All the ports are available in this VLAN. Which VLAN? VLAN 1. This is the administrative down. So, and when we are given the, it will be used like management also. If you want to use SNMP, simple management tool also, yes, we'll give the same thing. We can access with this VLAN. Apart from that, we can assign the IP address also for this VLAN. When we assign, we can use that IP address as a management. Yesterday, what we did, telnet, we taken as a remotely access this device. Remotely, we access this device. We change the configuration also. So that is what we can do the changes also. So that is what it's a VLAN. It's a VLAN 1 is a management VLAN and administrative VLAN also. And how many VLANs we can create it in standard range? This is the VLANs we can create. One is by default, and apart from that, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Those are the already reserved VLANs. Here you can check. These are the VLANs already reserved VLAN. We cannot configure it. If you want to configure some VLAN, just go to privilege mode to configuration mode. Privilege mode to config terminal, configuration terminal, this mode, and create just VLAN, type VLAN, then give the question mark, you can verify it. So here we have this many VLAN, these are the standard VLANs, but up to this many VLANs, 12494 actually. Apart from this, we have a extended VLAN range, that is 10062 to 4096. This is the extended range. You can check here. Extended range is there. It's extended range, and this is the standard range of VLAN. So, and it is an enhanced network security and increase number of broadcast domain while increasing the size also. So it means we can decreasing CPU utilization also here when we are configuring the more VLANs for particular. So virtually we are creating one LAN. So virtually in this virtually we are creating one LAN. So here you can check the ranges also. When you try to configure some VLAN, so give the VLAN 10 and just hit enter. So you can check the command is changed here. We enter the VLAN range and this entire VLAN information where it will be stored. So we have some store device. If you want to change the name also, name, some just give the sales. So give the sales or anything that is your wish. Just exit from here. And if you want to create one more VLAN, VLAN 20, and give the name something like HR, yes, we can change and check VLAN. So VLAN brief. So just we created two VLANs, but we have not assigned any ports. I'll show you how we'll assign the ports, but the creating part is like simple. Only just type VLAN, then give the name also. Otherwise, if you are not giving any name, it will by default, it will take different name. So you can check VLAN 30. Just exit from here and check show the VLAN brief. So here the name is by default, it take like VLAN 30, like it will take different name. So likewise, we can create it and just wait. How we'll assign the ports, I'll show you. So by default, VLAN 1 only assigned. So if you want to check also, this all the ports are available in VLAN 1. Now move to some theoretical. So VLAN provide the several benefits here. So here, what are the benefits here we have? So broadcast control, that is what? Eliminate unnecessary broadcast traffic and improve the network performance and scalability also. Scalability, it means, so existed some 100 users we have. So one more new users are joined, new employees are joined in our company, 10 users. So that scalability also we have. We can increase the IP, just give the IP addresses, just assign that ports to in that VLAN. So that is what scalability. So, and more security also. Logically, it's a layer 2 security and logically separate user and departments. Here we are separating users as well as departments. Like just now we discussed HR department, account department, sales department. Those are the separating and allowing administrative to implement access list. So its access list means will deny the traffic or will permit the traffic, will control the traffic. Okay, so that is what when we'll discuss access list, that time more we'll discuss, but security features also available in there. So here we have a flexibility also and removes the, so guys, I'm audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, fine. So flexibility removes the physical boundaries of network, allowing a user or devices to exist anywhere. So flexibility means we configure wherever we are configuring. So here you can check. So fast Ethernet 0x1, 0x2, 0x3. Though, so that time will assign that port as a switch port, mode access switch port, whichever the port. So that port will be existed on that only. So those are the flexibilities also we have. So types of configuration, two ways to we can configure it. So for statically and apart from that dynamically, for dynamically part we need some software. We'll discuss what that software. But here statically most of the organizations they will configure statically only. And how will configure statically? So here ways two different VLANs are there. A standard range VLAN. Apart from that, we have a extended range VLAN. So this is the extended range VLAN and standard VLAN range. Standard VLAN range, no need to use any VTP mode as a transparent something. So simply we can assign it. If the mode is transparent VTP, that time only it will be take. But VLAN trunking protocol we'll discuss later on. So if that port is that switch is in transparent mode, that time only we can create this range VLANs. So, but we have a range from 1 to 4094. This much range we have 1 to 4094. So standard range, how we'll configure it and what is the static and static VLANs we have here. Two types of configuration, and static VLANs are based on port numbers. So statically when we are configuring, it will be based on this port number. Here you can check fast Ethernet 0/1, fast Ethernet 0/2, fast Ethernet 0/3, fast Ethernet 0/4, and fast Ethernet 0/5. We can assign that port as a which VLAN. We can will assign you are in hey, for port number of fast Ethernet 0/1, you are the member of VLAN 10, and fast Ethernet 0/4, you are the member of VLAN 20, and will configure like 2 is a 10. You are the member of VLAN 10. Will configure likewise. Statically, we will assign that port. You are the member of 20, likewise. And in between switches, mostly will configure trunk port. So because I will discuss trunk, what is trunk. So first we'll discuss what is VLAN, then we'll move forward. So here you can check. So static VLANs, a port number based, and need to manually assign port on switch to VLAN. So need to manually we have to assign, and also called port based VLANs. Just now we discussed port based VLAN, and one port can be member of only one VLAN. So here if we configure this port as a VLAN 10, so we cannot assign like again 20. So one port means only one VLAN. He is a member of only one VLAN. This port is only one VLAN, fast Ethernet 0/2 and fast Ethernet 0/3. If we give like VLAN 10 also and VLAN 20 also, they won't accept. So we have to separately we have to give assign. So VLAN 10 for UR and VLAN 20 for this port. So separately we have to assign. So one port a member of only one VLAN, not for multiple VLANs. So these are two different ways. So here we have a two different ways to we can configure. One is like give VLAN and name of the VLAN. Just we assigned VLAN and then we'll move to the give the name something. That is the way just now we discussed, right? Here I have configured some VLANs. Just I have configured like this is the way. So again, I'll show you something. Enable config terminal, then move VLAN something 40 and just likewise and name as any name HR something your wish and exit from there. That is the way. That is a stat. Likewise will configure. So let's move to the configuration and give the name and exit from here. This is a one way, and if you want to configure in different way, so So layer 2 will not support this way. We need a layer 3 switches. So I'll take some layer 3 switch here. So for that configuration part, I'll show you the different way configuration also. I'll take one V and switch, a layer 3 switch, and I'll take one PC. So whatever we are doing till it's a static way only. Just give no. Initial configuration means no. So config terminal and no need to see here. Here you can check the different way. So static VLAN using database configuration. So before that, I'll show you where it will be stored. VLAN database, where it will be stored. Basically, I'll show you in this switch and show version. It's a version command. In this version, we can check the entire version of which version we are using, iOS version, entire thing, and the device entire details and how many ports we have, 26 ports, entire thing. And apart from that, we have a, if you want to check the VLAN database, so use flash memory. Flash, just hit enter. Here you can check. So this is the version. This is the iOS operating system, internet operating system, and this is a dot file. VLAN dot file means in this dot file only entire VLAN configuration. VLAN store, it's this file. Entire VLAN information store in this VLAN dot file. This is a, it will be stored in flash memory. It's mean it's a permanent memory. It's not a temporary. We have NVRAM memory also. We'll discuss anyway. So different way to configure. So exit from here. So use VLAN database, then give the VLAN name. Apart from that, if you want to give the VLAN ID also, here I'll take those multi-layer switch and so VLAN database. So it is initiating some warning. So by default, Cisco is not recommended also. Likewise, you can configure it. So better way is what we did earlier. This is the first way. That is the better way. So anyway, I am explaining how we'll give VLAN something. So here you can give the VLAN ID now. VLAN ID means range 124096. So I'll give some 100 and name, assign some name as like HR something, and likewise this is the way, and show VLAN brief. Through this command we can verify it. This is a second method to assigning VLANs. Until in statically we have a two methods to assign the VLANs. So I recommend you to assign likewise only in simple manner. This database is different. So we'll discuss this access port and mode access something we'll discuss. Till anyone have any questions? So I forget something to explain here. So here I have taken two IP addresses. So here you can check, this is the range is different and this range is different. Both are the different ranges. So here this is the range. So this is a range is like different. You can check 172.16.10.10 and 172.16.10.20. So by default, here we'll take like class 16. This is a class B value and it's class B. Then you can easily understand why you have to take this 24. So it's a class A, sorry, class C, and this is a class B IP addresses. So by default, it's layer 3 broadcast. So it will be in layer 3 broadcast. It will be in switches whenever we'll configure a different subnets. So switch work within a subnet. Switch will not work in different subnets. We'll check that also. Switch will work so within a subnet. If we assign like here some PCs, this is a different subnet and this one is a different subnet. So switches will work within in subnet, within a subnet, within a network, within network. But routers will work in routers. The switch will work within a network. If we configure like a different subnet likewise, if here /24 and here /24, 16. So they cannot communicate to each other. But now move to the router. Router will work in between subnets. If we configure same subnet, so for these ports, so router will not flood the information. They cannot communicate. If we configure /24 here also and /24 here also, same IP addresses, same range likewise. So it won't communicate. So we have to use a different subnet 16 or something 24 also. Just I am giving the overview. So router will work within a subnet mask. Switches will work between a subnets. So we'll do the lab also here. Understood? I'll delete this lab now. From scratch, we'll do the lab. Guys, if you have any questions, now ask me.